Yeah. Go ahead, whoever wants to.
So having just played Virginia, obviously your guys coming back should know their system at least. What does that familiarity help now, or are these just two completely different teams?
Yeah, I don't think it helps. I mean, I think you can watch tape and see that you're out there and you're playing, and but for the guys that they have returning, they would be familiar with us also. I think it's more of being able to execute, what you're trying to do in your program. And so I think they've been the king of that in college basketball. Their roster turned over maybe more than anybody's. They're not bankrupt. They still have two guys that started,
Right.
Playing for them. They still have two other guys that came off the bench that are significant players for them. They still lost 3 guys to the draft early, which is hard. You don't sit there and think that all of those guys are going to be guys that are going to leave early and play, and so it's hard to really plan for that. So you have to give them credit for what they've been able to do defensively and what they've been able to do with their success.
You mentioned the other night that you thought your offense would be closer to where you're at defensively.
Right.
Why do you? What led you to believe that you think your offense would be at a better spot?
I just thought we would be better from a fundamentally sound standpoint. We struggle. You want to get as a coach, you want to get to where you have a schematic approach to what you're trying to do based on your personnel. That's what coaching is offensively. But if you can't pass and catch, it's really hard. And if you can't do simple things and you can't be fundamentally sound, it's really hard to get from A to B. And people that don't understand basketball look at it and say what you're doing is not working. But when you can't pass and catch, it doesn't matter what you're doing. We're messing up simple things. We're putting in good work. We're going to the free throw line, not being consistent from the free throw line. We're getting the ball at the rim, not finishing at the rim. We're throwing the ball parallel to the baseline, and guys are getting pick sixes, going the other way. So when you're doing those things, you never want to take away from your opponent, because they're out there and they're competing and they're playing hard, and part of that has to do with them. But when you're coaching your team, that's the only team you can really coach and look at. I just look at it like we're not fundamentally sound enough, like passing and catching and being strong with the basketball and throwing the ball away from the defense, and very simple things. And that's, at the end, what I always talk about. That's Purdue beating Purdue. And once again, I felt that way. Even in the VCU game, I look at it from my perspective, not his perspective, because I'm coaching Purdue's team, but I look at it like the game shouldn't be close. We've given them points. Now he's going to look at it from his perspective, which is a lot different. And I look at the same thing in Florida State. We had such good opportunities where we're messing up some really simple things. But with all that being said, I'm not doubting our guys' effort. I think our guys are getting better at playing hard. I think they're getting better at trying to help each other when things don't go the right way. So I think we're pulling the rope in the right direction. I think that's a huge positive. I think they're trying hard to rebound. I think they're trying hard to scrap for things, and that competitive spirit is good. I don't think it's great, but it's going in the right direction. And when you have that, then you have hope, and that's all you can want as a coach is have that hope that those guys are out there fighting. So the play hard part's getting better. I don't know if the play smart part is, and we've really thrived on that in this program. We've had some guys really understand the game and be students of the game and play, and play smart and play the game the right way. And we just aren't making those plays in the heat of the moment right now. And nobody's intentionally trying to do anything. But if we can, keep growing the defensive end and the rebounding and the competing, and then get better at taking care of the basketball, I think you'll see a better, efficient basketball team out there.
I know you had
I really think that should just be the only answer, since I gave such a long dissertation. How you guys, really you're just asking a question going forward, just to ask a question.
Pretty much.
So we can go ahead.
I know you had pretty high hopes for this team as a three-point shooting group, pretty high standard from the last couple of teams.
Yes.
You feel like they're taking the right shots?
Well, I think we get stuck at the end of shot clocks because we're not as efficient as we've been.
Yeah.
But we're whether that's somebody not screening, somebody not being able to deliver the ball, somebody not catching the ball, so then we get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we have to handle the basketball better and pass the basketball better to shoot a better percentage. Now, with that being said, we don't have the same playmaker out there on the court that can save us at the end of the shot clock. We don't have a shot maker like Ryan Klein that can save us at the end of the shot clock. You can do some different things with that, and our thing to do is throw the ball inside. But if somebody pressures you and switches you and takes things away, now you have to be able to be savvy enough to do other things to offset that. And then when you can't deliver the ball inside, it makes it really hard. So I just think we have to just keep working on those other things, and we'll get better. Will we get to that point? The one thing you can't do as a coach is you guys ask questions from the last season. You guys do it every single year. 3 years ago, you were asking me about the adjustment from Caleb Swanigan, then your adjustment from the 4 seniors, now the adjustment to Ryan Klein and Carson Edwards. You can't go and compare to the last season as a coach. You have to take the guys. Don't ever bitch about what you have, because that's all you have. You have to have that motto as a coach. So we're just trying to do the best with this team and trying to find those strengths and kind of find out about your team. We've found out a lot of good things about our team, but we've also found out, some things that, we need to get better at, we need to improve on.
Why is Virginia so hard to score against?
They just don't let the ball get in the paint. They make you score over you. They always set their defense. They have fewer possessions. They dictate tempo through their offense. They're the slowest paced team in the country. So the slower you are on offense, the fewer possessions and the fewer people are going to score at the other end. The fewer turnovers you have, the more you're going to set your defense. The fewer bad shots you have, the more you're going to set your defense. And so all those factors there lead to they have a great coach, they have a great system. Their goal is not to let the ball get inside the paint. And when it does get inside the boxes, they're going to double in the post. They're going to swarm the basketball. They've recruited from a physical standpoint and a length standpoint to their system. I think that definitely helps also.
How long did it take you to go watch the end of the Virginia game last year?
I watched it last night for the first time.
For the first time last night?
Oh, wow.
And if we wouldn't have played them, I don't know if I'd have watched it.
You were just
had to do my job. That was the only reason. It's the only reason.
How was it?
Wanting to get number 2 pencils and jab them through my eyeballs is not something I like doing. I don't know if you guys enjoyed that, but I don't enjoy torture. So maybe, hey, I don't know you guys personally like that. If you guys enjoy torture, then go torture yourself. But I just don't believe in, I just don't believe in it. But no, it was tough to swallow. The kid made a hell of a play. I froze it about 5 or 6 different times, but the ability for him to pass the ball with one hand at that time to that guy, and then for him not to drop the basketball and shoot it is amazing. Is amazing. So my whole thing is that you go back and should you make this decision, should you make that decision, and why they waited. I don't know why they waited, because there's 17 seconds to go on the clock. They come off a ball screen and he gets over there and he waits. And when he waits, it allows me, now we can move up the coaching box a little bit further. I just said, man, if they're going to wait for some odd reason, very similar to Little Rock, and I didn't do it. Little Rock, I didn't do it, and they hit the 3 and we go in overtime and we lose. We're actually losing double overtime. And I said, if I ever got in that situation again, because if they took the ball out of bounds with 7 seconds to go, I would foul up 3. But with 18 seconds, 17 seconds, there's a lot of time. That's hard. You foul at that time. So he comes off that ball screen in the open court, and Joel's fouling him. He just kind of pauses. Ty Jerome just kind of pauses and waits. And when he does that, then we got that foul. And so for then, we thought about subbing in Travion for a rebounding purpose, but then I didn't feel comfortable for him making the free throws. And so then when they got that tap back, Carson and Ryan actually did a really good job. Like they went to the corners. Like Kyle Guy and Ty Jerome were both at half court in the corners, and they both scattered to him, which is really intelligent because you obviously don't want to get beat. So now he's going to have to go make a play off the dribble, and if he keeps dribbling, he's going to have to pull up, at 40 feet and shoot. But he makes that pass, and then he doesn't drop the ball. For him to catch the ball and keep it high and shoot it all in enough time was an unbelievable play. You have to give him credit. But I hope I never see it again.